Today, I had a friend that wanted to tie a 3-pass Bomba Zurda. So, here we go. First, you got to tie a 5-part 6-Bight Casa knot. So, I do that under, and then over the standing end and under, and around the mandrel. Then you cross these 2 bights and you go under, over to lock in the bights you crossed, and then you go under the standing end to go up the left side. That's what Bomba Zurda is, on the left. And so this is an under and that's an under because we're following the left hand side of our standing end. Okay, then I roll this over and we're following this so it goes over. We're going out under, and then we want to come back in under, so I'm just going to do it all in one move. I want my bight out there where we went out and come back in under. Now we're following this strand on our left. We're going over, under, and then we're going to go over our standing end. Which is right there. And now see this bight that's under? We're going to pick it up. We're going to split our tracks. See our tracks there? So we're going over the standing end, and now we're going to go under, over, under, and out of the knot over, which was splitting our tracks. Now here's our tracks. They're wanting to cross on us, and our tail's wanting to get short. We're going to go under to get into our tracks, and then over, under, over out of the knot. Okay. Now that tied our 5-part 6-Bight Casa knot. That was tied on the left hand side of our standing end. Now we're going to start our 2-pass knot, and we're going to go up the right hand side of our standing end and just follow that strand through. So it's under, over, under, over. Now our primary knot was our knot to the left. So if you do that to the left, when you go to do the 2-pass, you go to the right. And now that we're outside of our knot, we're going to turn and come back in with an under 2. And then we're just following this strand on our right, over, under, over. Straighten that out so that it's under our 2. Okay, now we're going to go in under 2, following the strand on our left, over, under, over. Okay. Now when we come into our knot and we do our under 2, we split a pair. So where we split the pair, then we've got to go over 2 to go in the same place that this strand on our left or our right is. And that, so it's over 2, then it's under 1, over 1. So now we're on this end, so we come in under 2, split our pair. And where we split our pair, we got to go over 2 to follow the strand on our left. Under, over, out of the knot. Now we got 2 sets of pairs. So we're going to come in under 2, split a pair, over 2, split a pair. Now this strand on our right, see how it's going under that one there? So we're going to go under 2 so that we can follow this out over 1. Now we got our 2 sets of pairs, so we go under 2, split a pair, over 2, split a pair, and then under 2 so we can follow that strand out over 1. Now we got 3 sets of pairs. So it's under 2, split a pair, over 2, split a pair, under 2, split a pair, and out over 2. Okay, so now we're going to go up on this right here, and we're going to go under 2 to split that pair, over 2 to split that pair, under 2 to split that pair, and out of the knot over 2. And I keep it twisting to keep the twist out of my string. Okay, there's our pairs. So it's under 2, split a pair, over 2, split a pair, under 2, split a pair, and out of our knot over 2. That's finished our 2-pass Bomba Zurda, tied from a 5-part 6-pipe knot. Now we want to turn it into a 3-pass. So we're just going to follow our standing end, under 2, over 2, under 2, over 2, out of the knot. Just straight through following the standing end, standing part. Doing the same thing it's doing. Now, here's our standing part. This is our last one we crossed. So right here, we're going to go under 3 coming into our knot. Remember when we started the 2, we went under 2? Well, now that we're starting the 3, we're going to go under 3. And again, we're following the strand on our right, over 2, under 2, over 2, doing what it was doing. Right there. Now, we've got to come in. There's the last string we crossed, so this is our path, and we come in under 3. And we're following the strand on our left, doing the same thing it's doing. So it's over 2, under 2, over 2. Now we're going to come in under 3 and split that pair right there. So under 3, split the pair. Now that we've split a pair, we've got to go over 3 to go in so we can follow the strand on our right. And then under 2, over 2, out of the knot. Okay. So this is the last strand we cross over, so we got to follow it in on the left-hand side of it. And we go under 3 to split that pair. See, there's our pair right there. So we go under 3, split the pair. And since we split a pair, now we've got to go over 3, 1, 2, 3, to follow this knot in, under 2, over 2, out of the knot. Now we go in, under 3, split the pair, get my hands out of the way, over 2, split that pair, and since we split the pair, we got to go under 3 so that we're coming out with that string on our right. And then that string on the right is just going over 2. So it's under 3, over 2. Okay. We're going to go under 3, split that pair, over 3, split that pair, and we got to go under 3 to follow that strand out of the knot over 2. Now we're coming back into our knot, under 3, split that pair. See our pair right here, these two, under 3, split the pair. Now we're going to go over 3 and split this pair and come under. Now see, this looks a little twisted, but here's our pair and here's our pair. So that's our path. So we're going to go over 3, under, over 3, split the pair, under 3 and split that pair, and go over 3 out of the knot. Okay, now here's our pairs right through here. So it's under 3, split the pair, over 3, split that pair, under 3, split that pair, and then it's just over 3 out of the knot. Okay, so there's our 3. We're going to come in under 3, split that pair, over 3, split that pair, under 3 to get and split that pair, and then over 3 out of the knot and go under 3 right alongside of our standing end. And that finished our 3-pass Bomba Zurda tied from a 5-part 6-Bight Casa knot. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I hope you'll try tying this 3-pass Bomba Zurda. Thank you for watching.